Hi, I'm Cash, and welcome to Cash Talks Football, where I break down all the goals scored in the Premier League. And today we're doing Liverpool against Newcastle United. I use my over 20 plus years of coaching experience all over the world to give you some different insights. Maybe you want to become a better player or a better coach, or do something different on the weekend when you're playing a bit of football. Anyway, if you like my voice, there's lots of links in the description for lots of voice books that I voice act nowadays. But let's just try to get on to this game and have a little look what's going on for this first goal. Now, I want to show you this little bit here as we move it forward ever so slightly. See this run here? He doesn't really take any defenders with him. Everyone, as soon as he cuts inside, and this is one of those things where you're playing these inverted wingers, they can't stand it. You know, they've always got to cut back in if they're on the right side, they're playing with the left foot and left side onto their right foot, so they can come in and shoot the goal instead of like trying to beat someone to the byline and delivering. It's all really gone. Wait until they figure out. So say if you're a right back, right, and you're left footed, then you can always mark this player who's coming in on his right foot because you're already there, always ready to tackle him. Same on the other side. If you're over here and you're a left back with a right foot, anyone cutting in on you is always cutting into your strong foot. So wait until they start figuring that one out. We'll see. As we move forward here, you can see the defenders, because he's cutting in, everyone starts reacting to the shot that's about to happen. And I'm shocked because this guy over here ends up completely and utterly unmarked. Yeah, I know they've just run back from the other end of the field and, you know, blah, blah, blah. However, I don't know what's going on, how he is just completely and utterly unmarked. It's going to come into effect right now. As we can see, as it goes to, they both step up. Do you see they both stepped up? Because they think he's going to have a shot at goal and he's not. And he's rolled it over here to this character, Darwin Núñez, I believe it is. And actually, I think Núñez should have just taken a one touch outside of his foot and smashed it into the goal. But he doesn't. What he ends up doing is taking one touch and putting it across to Mo Salah. Maybe he's a little bit too wide, but I'm telling you now, if that's any other striker in the Prem, they're probably having a touch and smashing it into the goal using their left foot on their own, not being selfless and giving it to Mo Salah for an easy tap in. That's the thing with Darwin Núñez. I think he's still young. He's a raw potential talent. He's got all of the attributes. He just doesn't seem to me have that ruthless killer instinct to get that goal. Or even when he does, he just doesn't get the goal. But let's get on to the next goal because we've got a lot more to talk about. So almost immediately after, Newcastle come straight back down the other end and get themselves a goal. Now, I want you to watch this Isak character here. Isak, I think so you pronounce his name. He's actually quite a decent striker. I like him. He's got a good tidy finish on him. He's very unassuming. I think he's a much better striker than people are giving him credit for. I can see good things of him in a year or two. Now watch this little dazzling bit of footwork as he breaks through this midfield here. Bosch just dump straight inside outside, beats both of them, and then he's off to a foot race. This is what's concerning me though with the Liverpool back four, because Trent's doing what he normally does, get lost and playing Trent ball, running around left back or right striker, whatever he wants to do. But Ibou Konaté is won the World Cup for France. He's a hell of a fast defender, but he doesn't even look at this guy here, right? So Verge, a most overrated defender in the Premier League, ends up having to run with this character instead of Konaté because he's just a little bit too short, realising that there's someone coming in behind him. Look, as he goes, he should already be on his bike tracking this runner because that ball's going to go back through there and they can't be playing him offside, right? Just because Verge is tracking as well. Can you see like they're just a little bit off kilter there? He steps over a little bit thinking that they're playing the offside, but Verge isn't. So they can't play him offside because Verge is tracking the runner. So now Konaté's a couple of yards behind him, and this ball was perfectly into this guy's run. But just because all of a sudden those two there aren't on the same wavelength, Newcastle United get in behind with an easy pass. Just because there's a little bit of, see that? He stops, he keeps running. Dosh, look at the difference in the separation there. And this is why I rate this striker, this Isak character, because he just takes one touch and puts it in the back of the net. Bosh, there we go, straight over, into the corner. Well done, great goal. I don't think Virgil van Dijk can get there quick enough. He's just a little bit too far away. I believe it's all on Konaté. He needed to be actually tracking that run. And you saw that little hesitation he gave, and that gave more the yards to run him behind and just flick the ball in the goal. And Alisson, this goalkeeper, I do believe he's probably the best in the Prem, but I think he's come out a little bit too far, and I think he's made it a little bit too easy. He could have stayed back a little bit more, but he just gave us so much space. So remember, when a goalkeeper comes out, right, it's not necessarily a good thing because what he ends up doing is giving all this space over here. So all he's got to do is put it past him and it's in the goal because there's so much space and it's so much easier to do because all the space is behind him. If he can hold it a little bit longer, and I think he's gone down a little bit too early as well. but it is Alisson, so you never know. He is the best. Let's get on to the next goal. Actually, like normal, I'm gonna find something and show you something a little bit different. This is what I'm talking about, Alisson. Look how far he's come past that post, right? He's come so far out of his goal. He's given this angle so much easier because he's come out and he's come out of the frame of the goal. He could have just stayed just for a little bit longer. Yeah, but he didn't. And there we go. Let's go on to the next goal. If you're a Newcastle fan, this will concern you right now. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players running at 4 because your midfielder isn't back yet. Isn't back trying to defend this ball or track any runners. None of these runners get tracked from their midfielders. Absolutely none. That's why they get this goal. Watch. Mo Salah's there. He's screaming for it. He's screaming for it. Jota, this guy, these two need to be tracking this run straight away. Neither of them do. Do you see them both stop? They're both stopped. And all of a sudden, they're in behind with a nice little ball behind the back 4, and it's a simple tap in again. But one of these guys could have carried on running. Now remember, I've been telling you for weeks now, when players stop running, so do you. And it sounds silly. Instead of people running all the way back and defending, because they've got a couple of seconds, a couple of extra steps, they don't take those extra steps because the other players stop running. So they stop running. And the same thing's happened here. They get in behind, bosh, and it's a little simple tap in. Let's get on to the next goal. This is a worldy pass with the outside of his left foot. Mo Salah puts it right on the plate for, I'm not sure who this is actually at this point in the game. Plays it right over here. I think it's Cody Gakpo. And he has a terrible, terrible finish. But because it's a terrible finish, he actually scores. If he connects with this properly, the keeper saves it. We're going to show you that in a second. But also I'm going to show you this defender. Of course, what does he do? We know the rule. He puts his arm up. As soon as someone puts their arm up in the Premier League, what do we know is about to happen? Within the next couple of minutes, someone's about to score a goal. He's better off doing his job. When I mean doing his job, he can have his hand up, but he can still go and mark the guy. He doesn't have to stop. He can still go and challenge for the football. They're not exclusive. He can't just have his hand up or just challenge for the ball. He can do both, and he chooses not to, and then he just gets a little tap in. Bosh. Let's show you this finish because it's awful. It's a terrible finish. He fools himself and the keeper, which is amazing. Dumph. You see how he scuffs it into the ground. And of course, the keeper thinks he's going to connect with it, which everybody did, going one way, and it doesn't. And it just like dribble bobble bounces into the goal. Yeah, sometimes bad finishes are good ones. This is a quick, powerful header that's just put straight into the box. But I want to show you about roles and responsibilities. I normally do at least a half a day when I do coaching courses on the roles and responsibilities of building teams and stuff. And they're very important when you're taking corners, because if you've got the wrong matchups in corners, this happens. And he just comes straight in, bosh, and steamrolls little Jota here. Easy header for the guy, gets a run at him and knocks it on straight into the net box. But here's the other worrying thing for Liverpool. I don't think they defend corners very well, this team, Liverpool. There's 2 players unmarked there. It's shocking. So here we are. We're going to watch him come clattering into Jota here. But again, can you see what I'm talking about? How many Newcastle players are completely unmarked in this box? Yeah, Liverpool defensively aren't very good. They've got, you generally want to have at least Canate back here or Van Dijk back here trying to defend. I think it's Dan Burn that scores. He's actually quite good in the air with his head. And it just bullies him, straight up bullies him. And you've even got Joe Gomez. He used to be a centre-back, didn't he? He can actually be there instead of Jota. Any one of those 3 should have been there instead of Jota. I don't know why he is. Maybe it's because he came on as a sub and that changed how they were running the, defending the corners. But I'll tell you, that's awful. And there was 2 others queuing up for it as well. Let's get on to the next goal. This next goal is a complete disaster. It's a penalty. Jota's running through, going straight up to the keeper, but he dives. This is a dive. You're not going to convince me otherwise. Watch what happens as we move this forward. Here we go. He's sitting the keeper down. The keeper's come out fair. He's doing his thing. There's not much more he can do. Come out, shuts the angle. That's probably about right. That's where I'd want him. Penalty spot when he's just inside the 18-yard box. That means he's closed him down fast and effectively. We like that. Goes around him. Bosh. Is there contact? Yeah, but contact isn't a foul. Remember that. This isn't basketball. Just because there's contact, it doesn't mean it's a foul, right? And all of a sudden, Bosh, and then he dives. That's awful. I don't know why he doesn't just kick the ball into the net box. Yeah, there's some trailing defenders. Yeah, they're coming in behind, but they're too far away to make a difference. He's going to get that ball into the box before those 2 get there, if he just stayed on his feet. And I don't know why he's gone down. When you look at this, though, there is contact ever so slightly. I think it's just about here. Dumph, there you go. There is contact. Is he running at full pace? Yeah. If you're sprinting your hardest and someone touches your left foot, you might fall down. But he's got the opportunity to score a goal in the Premier League. I think you're staying on your feet, and I think you're taking that goal. I don't know why he's going down there. That's a really, really strange one. Unless he's thinking that he's not going to score that, which it's an open goal. Of course he's going to. But yeah, I think that's just blatant there. And here's the problem with VAR. The ref gave it in real time. Fine, brilliant, because it all looks like a penalty in real time. All right, absolutely fine. But when the VAR goes back on it, they should go, well, yeah, he's touched him, but it's only contact. He hasn't fouled him. It's not a foul. Contact's not a foul. That's just way too soft. He's dived. Jota should be getting a yellow card. The keeper should be getting a free kick, and it shouldn't have been a penalty. But apparently nowadays, it is. Mo Salah steps up and smashes it into the net box. He missed one earlier on previously in the game. I don't really, try to cover those sorts of things because I don't really like covering the penalties and the penalty decisions because that's just referee reflection and every fan will have a different opinion of every referee decision. That's why I like to stick to the football, the technical stuff, the stuff I know about. He smashes it into the net box and I think Liverpool go top of the league. Yeah, we'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.